Now, you probably clicked on this video because you've already tried to scale your business but haven't been successful. Now, whether that is unprofitably or you just haven't really known what is the main needle movers to get you to the next level. On today's video, I'm going to break down as an 8-figure brand owner how we did it and how we went from 100K to 350K a month in just 30 days. And there were some things that we did that we weren't doing throughout the rest of the year that I think will be really impactful and really helpful for you to be thinking about as a brand owner that I don't really see a lot of brands doing very well. And the one thing that I would say that I've gotten down very well is understanding the elements that go into creating a successful brand. I know that's a very general term, but I'm going to break it down in this video and go through the 5 key things that we did in order to do that, to literally 3.5x our business, and really show you what you can implement today, especially going into the beginning of Q4. This is the time to implement this stuff. There's no better time. And by the end of this video, you'll have some very key ideas creatively and also tactically that will help you move your business forward and do the biggest Q4 that you've ever done. So let's jump in here and break this down. So as you can see, went from 100K here to around 348K a month within a 30-day time span. As you guys know, this is during the Q4 period, right? So it's usually bigger in sales unless you're like a fitness brand. Maybe January is a bit bigger for you, or you're a seasonal brand focused around the summer, like swimsuits, for example. Every business is a little different, but I really want to show you because we've been able to scale our business. We have a warehouse, we have a studio, we make content. You can see me in the warehouse here, working on some of the brand book stuff that we did, some content as well in-house, some shipments that are coming in. I've actually had experience doing TikTok live streams and making videos as well. So I've kind of been in every piece of the business, or in every part of the business before we hired that out, right? Over the last 5 years or so. And so what I've learned is a lot of things that will help you get a lot of lift out of your brand during this time. And one of the things that I want to reveal to you first is building a campaign. Now, what do I mean by building a campaign? Well, building a campaign essentially means if you think about your brand, right? And all of the things that encompass your brand, you have patterns, you have fonts, you have colors, you have ways of showcasing that of your product listings on your website. Think of a campaign, an effective campaign, as if you're building a brand within your brand. And the idea of this campaign is to market your products and push a particular sale or a particular promotional period that doesn't always need to be linked to discounts, but is often linked to discounts. And you can push this in a way that helps you to create this environment, this feeling, this emotion behind the campaign that you're creating. And a lot of this is done visually with design and elements to make people feel a certain way about a particular promotional campaign. One of the promotional campaigns that we did during this time was something we called the GameNetics Battle Pass. And what we actually did is, because our audience is very heavy on the gamer side, we actually created this battle pass that looks very similar to something that you might see in a game like Fortnite. And the idea behind this was that if we can create something that's gamified to our target customer, then they're going to be more likely to want to purchase something to be entered into the giveaway, for example. And what we did is we kind of actually gamified our email sequences, but what we did is we created this virtual map to make it look like one of the games, and we unlocked certain and revealed certain areas and POIs or points of interest on this map to unlock different promotional offers, right? And we'll go into a little bit what that is. So like, not all of you are going to have gaming brands. I understand that. But the concept here is the campaign that you create, you want to create a theme around this campaign. And what you want to do is you want to create a campaign that you can use across all of your mediums, all of your touch points. So this is your organic social, this is your paid media, this is your email and SMS, this is your website. These are things that your customers will see and invoke an emotion or feel a certain way about an environment or a world that you want to create for them. So for example, if you wanted to create an environment that's based around, say, you have a summer product, right? Let's say you do swimsuits or some sort of beach themed product or brand. Now, if you create a beach themed campaign, right? Or let's say you sell, let's just keep it simple. If you sell swimwear, for example, if you create a very heavy beach themed campaign, right? and you even pick a location in the world where this beach is themed, right? And you create assets and visuals and elements and stories around the theme. What you'll find is that you'll actually draw in a lot of your customers because it'll just feel good, right? Because what do you think about when you see a beach? You think relaxation, you think summer, you think the smell of the sand and the seawater and the sound of the ocean, right? And so you want to pick a theme. It doesn't necessarily need to be exactly what your niche or industry does, but you want to just create a theme that's interesting, that would appeal to your ideal customer. And that way, you're creating intrigue, you're creating curiosity. They're going to be much more willing to follow that journey throughout this campaign to see what you have to offer, because they want to follow you a bit more closely because they don't want to miss out on things, right? And so the goal here is not only to create this beautiful themed campaign, but you also want to offer things within different periods of time during this campaign. So for example, in this particular case, we did giveaway ticket entries. We had a grand prize of $1,000. We had free gift cards. We had spin the wheel prizes. And we also had discount codes between 10 to 35% off. And so this really set the tone for this battle pass idea, because they could basically earn different things that also helped with retention, also helped with creating this reward system, this loyalty to the brand. And so if you create and plan out this campaign, if you get together with your marketing team and you really map out and get creative about a campaign that you can showcase and visually show this across all of your social media, all of your brand email, and you run something like this, you come up with a cool little themed even logo or concept for this. This works so freaking well. And we also saw a massive lift in our ROAS on our ads as well, because we were incorporating this campaign into what we were doing. So step one is build a campaign. This can drive so much revenue for your business that it was actually mind-blowing that this actually happened by building a really intentional campaign that is designed around a certain theme. So point number two, craft content and ads that fit, okay? So what you want to do is you want to create content that is in-house, but also with your UGC creators, with your affiliates, with the people that you work with on a regular basis. Now, some of you may or may not have those things in place, but doing in-house content, you don't need to have a professional videographer to do this. You have to understand that in the world we live in today, you don't need to create these high-end, high-quality finished videos. And oftentimes, a lot of the content that does well is just filmed on an iPhone with very, very little cuts. And that is the videos that have worked the best for us. Like if you have a look at this video here that I did in the warehouse, this video generated about 500,000 views, and we were just showing products in the warehouse. Like that's it. It was just wheeling around a, pallet jack and putting products, on the side of the warehouse. It wasn't really that big of a deal. And this generated a lot of views and a lot of traffic to the website that generated sales. And another one, for example, we had 5.2 million views on this. So, we're using comments to engage people. This is on TikTok, of course, but all this content can be repurposed. But focusing as a brand on short form content is so, so powerful that if you can figure out how to make content in-house, even if it's showing you get a small tripod and you face the tripod towards your shipping desk and you set that up and you hit record and you just show packaging a customer order, that shows a little bit behind the scenes of what it's like to buy a product from you. And that can give the next customer an idea of what they could end up ordering in their order, right? It may give them some social confidence to buy that other people are buying their products or buying your products. So creating content is really important in-house. You don't need to do it in-house, but I'd highly recommend it. But then crafting content and having UGC creators or affiliates or people who are brand ambassadors for you and people who really love what you do. You send them this concept, this campaign, right? Create a little one-page flyer. Send this out and say, hey, we're running this promotion between November 2nd and December 31st. We're going to be a 2-month thing. We're going to have this, and this happen. Could you help us promote this? We're going to also offer you a 10% commission for all the sales that you send our way, right? So you could set up something like that with creators and have them make content and post on their stories, on their social media of pushing a product and brand that they love through a campaign. And the more people you can get to do this, the more of a ripple effect that this can create for your brand. And so it really is a powerful tactic in pushing revenue and pushing sales to a new audience as well, to people that you don't even know and people that don't even know you. So this is really what helped us generate tens of millions of views within a very short time. I mean, we were generating around, 20, 30, 40, 50 million views every 60 days. And we were creating a lot of content on our own, but we were also getting millions of views from other people's content as well. And so doing this and amplifying this campaign, right, is one way that you can really push a lot of sales. So the reason why it's so important that this is branded and themed and done really well is because you want to get these people excited about making content for you, right? So if you do a lackluster job on this, then they're not going to really be excited to promote it, right? Especially if you kind of incorporate different milestones, right? But you can gamify it in your own way without actually making it about gaming, right? Gamifying something in a process can be a really, really good way to keep people incentivized and excited about what you're doing. So that is the second thing that we did in order to kind of pump and prepare for this big month. The next thing is you have to push strong offers, okay? So we did a series of different offers throughout this period of time to basically hit different customers and hit different things that were attractive to the people that were watching this campaign and being involved. Now, don't get me wrong, we were running a lot of paid ads, and I'll show you some paid ads here and some results from this in a second, but you really got to push strong offers, and those strong offers will look different for everyone. We're not going to jump into the frameworking of running a good offer, but the offer matters a lot, right? You have to make sure that you're giving enough for people to be interested. So you can see here that the map, there was part of it that wasn't revealed yet. We've got like a new unlock on Trigger Temple, right? And then what we actually did is we've got weekly unlocks. So there's certain things that happen on certain days. And you can see that there was a 5% off. Then we had discounts in our pre-designed controllers. Then on the 29th, you had 10% off site-wide plus spin wheel prizes, right? So there's different things that people get at different stages to keep them continuously engaged. And what will end up happening is people just buy more stuff because they just want the prizes. They want the things. They want to be involved. So that's a really, really great way to kind of get the most out of your campaign, is building really strong offers. And so, there were some days we did really, really deep discounts on certain key products that we knew we might lose money on, but then we get people to the site and end up buying other things. So we did up to a 50% off sale on early Black Friday. We offer 2-day free shipping. So, that's another add-on we could offer them, is 2-day free shipping. And, get your orders in to enter into the giveaway. So we did a giveaway that was specific to our customer segment, and people we knew that would be interested in getting a prize like this. So the prize could look different, could be a cool, like, fitness pre-workout, some gear, maybe a weight belt, and, some protein powder, right? Like, you could hit a whole bundle together, lay it out as a picture, and make it look like it's very, very desirable, right? You want to make it look aesthetic and incorporate that into your content, to your ads, into your social media posts, into your emails, to get people interested in wanting to come and enter to win, right? So pushing strong offers, very, very important part of this process. Now, once you have that in place, once that's going, I want to move to the next phase, which is surf scaling ads during peak times. Now, obviously running ads normally is a part of this as well. And for those who aren't familiar with surf scaling is a method that marketers use to essentially aggressively scale campaigns on a daily basis, usually on a 1 to 2 hour timeline, where budgets are being scaled up 50 to 100% from the previous 1 to 2 hours, rather than changing campaigns every 3 or 4 days and scaling them up that way. And so it's a very aggressive time to push spend and push budgets. And during Black Friday and Cyber Monday are those times to really surf scale hard, because that's when everyone's buying. Outside of that, you just have to see what the return is and what the ROAS is and how that's actually performing to make sure that you're continuously holding your KPIs and what you actually want to get out of it. But surf scaling is really, really important, because when you're pushing out all these offers, when you've got all this content going out and you've got a window of time to really squeeze the most out of your customers, surf scaling will just push it out to a wider and wider and wider net to bring more people in to buy your products and escalate sales. So you can see here, we are running campaigns. This is on TikTok. You can see here that, some of our campaigns, We did like 9,000, 8,000, 87,000 here at 8.34 ROAS. We spent 10 grand. We got all these clicks as well, 9.01, 50K, 6.94, 26K, 10.6 ROAS on this campaign, $20,000, 9.96, 18,000. So during this period, I think this is also including, this is including January as well. So it's an extra month, but we ended up doing 8.31 ROAS with 270K in collected, like sales collected on TikTok ads and 32,000 spent. So pretty profitable on TikTok, and we scaled pretty hard there as well. So that worked out pretty good. And then on Facebook, I think this was just November. I couldn't find any other, we had this account get shut down. So this is a screenshot that I grabbed from that time. So during November, we spent around 6,500, a lot less on Meta because we're a very TikTok heavy brand. And we did 52,000 sales at 8.08 ROAS. So during this time, we're also surf scaling Meta as well. Not as heavy as TikTok was, but we did have another account that we were running ads on as well. I can't remember exactly how much we did, but the point here is that we were able to run ads a lot more successfully during this time because we had all these prerequisites, right? Like we had set up the campaign properly. We had created content and ads that had fit for the campaign. We created these strong offers around this. And then we surf scaled ads and we pushed ads quite heavily during these peak times. So what you want to do is make sure that these offers and the content that you're being created or getting created is being cycled into ads, because this can really push a heavy amount of sales. So then having a rewards program, this helped us so much. So as I mentioned earlier, one of the big things that we did to push and to create this ripple effect was actually leveraging affiliates and having a reward program for them, where we had 232 affiliates that were basically making content, and they were pushing our products and pushing these offers, and we were offering them 10% off to their audience, and they would get 10% commission. And you can see that even people like were just making video reviews, like these people that, we didn't really know. Like, I don't even know if some of these might be actually non-affiliates, right? Like they were just making videos because, one, we had a very strong brand and product, right? That was one thing, but also because of the promotions that we were doing, and driving a lot more traffic. So, people were making content and showcasing our products is a lot more than this. Is just an example, but like there's some YouTube video reviews on like the products that we have and that we sell. And so the whole idea here is that you're incentivizing your customers to promote your brand. And this is a really, really important part of the process, because you can get so much more reach if you get other people involved. And so this is what we did. Now, if I was to go back and look at things that we could have done better, there's lots of things that I could point out. And I think that ultimately, whenever we have a good sales period, it's important to look back on all the good things, the highlights, things we can take from it, and the things that we can learn from it as well. And, during this time, this is a very, very crazy time. I mean, 3.5xing your business. I would assume you guys who run e-commerce companies know that going from that to that in 1 month and not having the capacity to fulfill orders is a lot, right? There was a lot of pressure on us to be able to fulfill this. So if I was to go back and do this all over again, I actually would have scaled a little bit slower, or put better people in place to be able to take on all that extra work. And because we did get quite overwhelmed, got a little backed up on orders. I mean, it's a good problem to have, right, as an e-commerce brand. But this is how we did it. This is essentially how we did it. We built a campaign, we crafted content and ads, we kind of reached out to creators to make that content as well. We pushed those strong offers, and we surf scaled and ran ads around the promotion, and we had a rewards program in place to create that ripple effect. So if you're a brand that's looking to really crush it this Q4, I highly recommend spending the time with your marketing team and coming up with a campaign structure, an idea, a theme, a concept that you can run with that will really push and drive sales. One of the things that I wish we would have done during this is using a platform that was a little bit more robust than just setting up affiliate commissions. If you're using a platform like Smile, and Smile is a great option to help you build a real loyalty program. If you want more details on that, you can find that down below in the description. It's super robust, one of the best reviewed loyalty programs out there. And this would have been really, really helpful for us when we were going through this, trying to figure out, how to push stuff and how we get our customers to push things. We had to do a lot of things manually and everything wasn't set up as smoothly as it could be with Smile. So that's something that I would highly recommend that you guys look into for your rewards/loyalty part of your program, because they do offer a lot. But I would say that sometimes scaling really, really fast isn't always a solution, but it is possible. And if you set up yourself right with having extra people on board ready to come in and help fulfill orders, and you have the systems in order to do it, and you have the inventory and the cash to be able to do it, because you're going to need more inventory, it's definitely a way to completely explode your business and scale up your brand with campaigns. So hopefully this video has been insightful for you, a little bit of a different one. If you've gotten some value from this, let me know down below if this has been valuable, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.